Alright, today I have returning challenger squishymeat, coming back and, challenging me. You know, that's what challengers do. And this is just a standard OU match. You can see the teams right there. And, yeah, not a whole lot else to say. Let's go ahead and get into this one. It should be interesting. Both of us are carrying some pretty interesting bonds. Something to look out for, though, is that Alakazam. You saw it last time when squishymeat challenged me. It's actually a physically bulky Mega Alakazam. Some of you mocked it. Let's see if it can, redeem itself here. So I lead with Rotom, he leads with Rotom, and it's a mirror match right off the bat, and yeah, I'm just going to Volt Switch as he just kind of stays in and goes for a Thunder Wave. Ends up being a pretty good play because I do switch, and I switch out into my Amoonguss, figuring that Amoonguss can pretty much, wall this thing more or less. It's not afraid of anything it has to do. I was just too worried that if I switch into the wrong thing, I would get burned. Not, literally, although I guess I could have literally gotten burned. Anyway, in comes Shaman, and not really sure. Sometimes Shamans will carry Hidden Power Fire, so maybe I'm thinking kind of that. He ends up just going for a sub. I do have Clear Smog, which is super effective against it. Hoping that it can break the sub, and it can, so that's good, because if it could not, then that could be a real problem, because Shaman can be really scary with Seed Flare. He ends up going for an Energy Ball, though. I'm not really sure why. I'm not even sure why he carries it, because he does have Seed Flare. You'll see later, so I kind of don't get why he even, use Energy Ball. He must be predicting a switch, but I don't really understand why he would go for it instead of Seed Flare in the first place. Oh well, so he goes out into Garchomp now, as I continue to be paralyzed with a Amoonguss. And, yeah, I'm just going to keep healing, and, yeah, he's going to go for a Fire Fang, which I was not kind of expecting, and Amoonguss takes that really well, because Amoonguss is a bulky son of a bee, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Spore, and put this thing to sleep, which is pretty legit, because a sleeping Garchomp is a not scary Garchomp. So I am going to go ahead and switch out, though. I go out into my Gliscor, because even if he does wake up, I know Gliscor can tank pretty much any hit that this thing has, except I don't think Garchomp gets Ice Fang. I might be wrong about that, but I don't think it does. And two, because I really want to set up, Entry Hazard Stealth Rocks are always a good thing to set up, and that's what I do. And they are now set up, so that's pretty cool, and he's still sleeping, so I figure, you know what, I'll get some damage here with a Stab Earthquake. Now, Garchomp is a pretty bulky Pokemon, but Earthquake still does a nice little bit. As he goes for an Outrage, and Outrage from a Garchomp is really scary, but look at that damage. Gliscor tanking that like a champ. Gliscor obviously being one of the bulkiest physical walls in the game, so definitely really nice to see that. I guess he's definitely, he doesn't appear to be a max attack Garchomp, but not really sure what kind of set it is. Doesn't appear to be Bulk Chomp either. Not really sure what his set is, to be honest, but either way, taking an Outrage from a Garchomp is pretty legit. So, yeah, he is now confused, and I'm going to try to go for the Roost here. He's going to try to stay in, I guess, and kill me, but, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening as I continue to Poison Heal. Wait, no, does he stay in? I don't remember. No, he does withdraw wisely. He doesn't want to risk hurting himself in his confusion. So he goes out into Rotom again, Rotom Wash. And, yeah, he's going to take damage from Stealth Rock, and I switch as well, so it's a double switch as I go into Sharpedo. I was actually predicting a different Pokemon, clearly. This is not the matchup I wanted, but, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Protect to get my speed boost. I'm really hoping at this point that it's not a physically bulky Rotom, and I'm not really sure what set this is. It really could be. I know that it's not locked in remove because we saw use Thunder Wave earlier, but I'm just going to go for a Crunch, hoping to take this thing out. And I end up killing it, so that's pretty awesome. Just shows you the power of Mega Sharpedo. And, yeah, he's going to go into Machamp now. And I was expecting a Dynamic Punch. And, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and switch out, not wanting to take it, because I know I really can't 1-hit KO Machamp. He's a little too bulky. He ends up going for a close combat. He said after the battle, this is a Guts set, but he doesn't have Toxic Orb, I guess. He uses Assault Vest, so I'm not really sure why he would go for Guts here. I guess, the plan with that Machamp is to switch into a status move and go wild, but he wasn't able to do it this time. He does knock off my Toxic Orb, but it doesn't really matter because, yeah, I already got what I wanted. I'm already poisoned, so there's that. As he goes into Gengar, which is always a scary Pokemon, and yeah, I go for that Earthquake, obviously, and it misses because of Levitate, which Gengar is losing next generation, by the way. Ghastly and Haunter both keep it, but Gengar is now a cursed body Pokemon, so you won't be able to make that switch in any soon, my friend. Anyway, he goes for that Shadow Ball against my Rotom Wash as I continue to heal with my leftovers, and unfortunately it does appear to be a 2-hit KO, which I'm kind of sad about, and I kind of went into Rotom just not wanting, I mean, I had to sank something, basically. It was just way too scary. Gengar's set, move pool is just way too diverse, but now I can go into my Scarf Volcanion. I just go for the Steam Eruption to get rid of this guy. And, yeah, the Gengar is going to go down. Now, here, I make a big misplay. And, I just wasn't... I knew that this was Mega Alakazam, but I kind of hit the button, I'm just going to go for a Steam Eruption to get damage on this thing, knowing it's actually physically bulky Alakazam. I forgot completely that Mega Alakazam is Trace. So he traces my Water Absorb, and, yeah, that's not good because he goes for a Calm Mind. And all of a sudden, this Alakazam is super, super scary because he can outspeed pretty much my whole team, except for my Scarfers. I actually brought 2 Scarfers. Sometimes I like to do that, and it's going to actually really help me here. But, yeah, now he has 2 Calm Minds, and Mega Alakazam is normally frightening with 2 Calm Minds in it, man. Yeah, obviously, it's really scary. I'm kind of hoping that his only stab move is Psyshock. I know that because it does physical damage, Gliscor might be able to take it, but no. He does have Psychic, and that's going to be able to take down Gliscor, so really scary. I go into Terrakion, though, my other choice Scarfer, and I do have X-Scissor, and I'm just going to go for it. Even physically bulky Alakazam, I'm like, no, you can't take a Terrakion X-Scissor, but it can. As you can see, physically bulky Mega Alakazam surviving with just a fringe of his HP, though, but still surviving. Super scary. I have to hope now, and I go for an Earth Power here because it's 100% accurate. I didn't want to risk a Overheat miss. I was just hoping, even with 2 Calm Minds, it got to kill at this point, and thank God it did. So, I didn't actually bring any priority users, so good thing I brought 2 Scarfers. Otherwise, that Mega Alakazam could have just swept my face off, so yeah. Anyway, he does go for a Seed Flare here as I go into a Moongus. He ends up missing, so I guess that may be why he carries Energy Ball as well. But, yeah, he goes into my Champ now as I just go for a Clear Smog because, just in case you want to try to go for that sub again. And, yeah, he's going to try to knock off my Moongus now, which is mildly annoying because I lose my Black Sludge, but I can get off another Spore since that Garchomp earlier did wake up, and I'll just put this thing to sleep and switch out. It's going to be interesting. He's probably going to just keep it in just so he can sack it off, or he might have actually just switched out. Either way, I end up making good play going into Mega Sharpedo. I'm just going to go ahead and take out the Machamp. And I believe his last Pokemon at this point is Shaman, and I still have my Moongus, which is basically a perfect check to this Shaman. I've seen it before, yeah, you can't really do anything to me. I just go for a nice Fang, though, and it is actually, yeah, Mega Sharpedo is good enough for that, too, because I'm fast enough to take out the Shaman, and, yeah, I'm just going to be able to kill the Garchomp now as well. So, I can just clean it up with Mega Sharpedo. Either way, another good game there, squishymeat. It was a fun one, and considering today is Black Friday, and a lot of people, are shopping around, today's question of the day is, just, tell me what you got for the best value. It can be like, it doesn't even have to be something you bought on Black Friday or from a store even, probably my, I don't even know, like, it can be a trade, for example, I'm just going to say, I think when I was a kid, I stated a Psychic Energy for a Charizard, and as you might recall, Charizard was like the thing everyone, I got a Charizard, no, for a Psychic Energy, and I think I also traded I think it was a Kadabra, but needless to say, that kid really wanted the Kadabra. But yeah, I'll just go with that. I mean, there's a few other things I bought. No, I'll just leave it there. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe, guys, and leave a comment about that. See you next time. Bye.